Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome to this episode of Draft to the Future, and we are currently doing our player profiles. We're ramping up to the college football season, so we thank you for joining us. We hope that you will give a like and a subscribe. If you are interested in data-driven analysis with a little bit of film, then this is the site for you. Well, we're just trying to bring awareness, give you college players to be excited about, some of the lesser-known guys, some of the guys who are getting another shot, and today that is especially true because we have a guy who I really like a lot. I'm not saying he's a first round guy, but I'm enamored and I'll explain more later. But we're talking about Makhi Hughes. He was one of the top graded running backs in terms of 2026 eligible prospects, if not the top. He had a 90.1, the only 90 plus of the class. He was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school. And why he's exciting is he's transferring from Tulane to Oregon, where he's going to have a lot more opportunity to shine on a big stage. He had a 90.5 rushing grade, 5.4 yards per attempt, 55 forced missed tackles, 0 fumbles, 39.1% breakaway percentage, and one of the more telling stats is this thing called yards after contact per attempt. 3 is elite, and he has a 3.96 yards after contact per attempt, which is way up there. So he's got an 87.5 elusiveness rating, and he forced 22.82% missed tackles. Sorry for the stutter there. Forced per attempt, which is also much higher than players who produce in the NFL make. So those are all good things. Some people are higher on pass blocking than I am. I don't think there's a lot of pass blocking going on for running backs in college. But he got a 41.2 grade in pass blocking through 62 pass blocking downs, which is about 28% of the stats at Tulane. So you can get better there. But, look, if I got a running back and I have him blocking, I like my weapons to be weapons. That's just me. So he's, I don't have his age on hand. He's 5'11", 210. You can do a little more weight, put on about 10 pounds just to get kind of in that window. And obviously the data is there. He does not fumble, and that is awesome. The most important thing you can do is not drop my paycheck. He has an elite missed tackle rate in yards after contact per attempt. And if you look, just looking at like what he does, if you look at his ability, he's not an elusive back, even though he's got an elusive grade. He's a lot more of a one-cut runner. So we got one play where he's in on the goal line, he plants his foot, buries his shoulder, and he's really, really good in the red zone. He's really, really good within the 5-yard line. And I think that's where he's going to make a lot of hay. And then when he's deeper in the backfield, he's very good at seeing the hole. His vision is great. Sees the hole, plants his foot, makes the cut, and he goes. So he fights for the last yard. If you look at the next bit of clip, again, he sees the hole, makes the cut, drives down, and then drags a couple guys down into the red zone. So the guy knows how to carry the rock. He knows how to get every yard. But if you look at the same play, he doesn't have that like elite breakaway speed, and that's why I'm kind of enamored with. He's a little smaller than you'd think, but my favorite, I'm a 49ers fan, and my favorite 49er of all time, believe it or not, is Frank Gore. Jerry Rice was awesome, Joe Montana, Steve Young. We got a lot of great players, and I'm not denying their talent and their skill and their quality. But when Frank Gore played for the 49ers, he was it. He was our offense. He was our heart and our soul, and he produced no matter how bad the team around him was. And back in those days when things were pretty dark, it was nice having a player you could count on. Like whatever else goes wrong, he's going to do it. And Frank didn't have a whole lot of breakaway speed. He had a lot of 40, 50, 60 yard runs, and he did have some 80 yarders here and there. I'm not saying he didn't, but he was really more of a big play guy, but not so much of a home run threat. And I see a lot of that in Hughes's game. So the question really is, like, what's he going to do on this big stage. He's going into the Big Ten. He's going over to Oregon, where he's going to have a great line. The holes are going to be there. He's going to find them. I think he's going to dominate in things like yards per carry, yards per attempt, all of those things, just because of that vision. And that's going to serve him well. Do I think he'll go in the first round? I think most analysts, one, again, I'm not really high on the idea of taking a running back in round one. And if you're going to take a guy in round one, he needs to have that home run threat. I mentioned it earlier when I was talking about Jordan Tyson in a previous video, where if the players are behind you, they should be out of the play, and you should not be caught from behind if you're looking for that first round elite grade. And he's going to get you a lot of yards. He's going to get you a lot of carries. I don't have a problem with it, except those are guys round 2, round 3 where I look at and really believe I can get a lot of value for the same quality. And if it were me and I'm building a team, my running back stable and my shadow team's kind of full, but Hughes is someone should look at very carefully in this second round, because he's going to do a lot of damage. He's going to get a lot of yards. He's going to be a very consistent, reliable person on a team. At least that's my opinion. But that's just me. You can let us know your opinions down in the comments below. What do you think of him? What do you think his ceiling is? Do you have a first round grade on him? And share your thoughts so that we can continue a respectful, cordial discussion, just to hype up and just enjoy college football for my